Okay. Awesome. Yuki, my man, what's up?
My guy, what's good?
Chilling, bro. First off, I just want to say thank you for taking the time out of your day. I know you're a busy man with workouts and school and your own personal life. So thank you for sharing this hour with us. Um, so before we get into the questions, I think it would be really helpful for us to just get a better sense of you by you going in a time machine back to when you first started playing basketball, all the way up until now.
For sure. First off, just thank you for having me. You know, I've known you since I was a kid. We grew up together. So, it's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be lit. Just starting off, I probably started playing basketball when I was around 5. But that wasn't as serious. It was just a local like Asian league, really. So I played in the Asian league for like 2 years, and then I transitioned to a club team called Hoop Masters, where we grew up. We played on the same team for however many years, 6 years, 7 years. And that was really when I started to take it serious. Hoop Masters wasn't a rec league. It wasn't a joke. If you were playing, it was a uh, serious commitment. Yeah, Hoop Masters was really when I started taking serious. That was probably when I was 7. I played with Hoop Masters all the way up until 13, 14. Um, and
Can you
yeah, that
explain to
was
people like what that means, like especially at that age? Because like I feel like me and you had a very unique experience where we're going 3, 4 times a week to like a
for
very
sure.
intense practice under John Fisher,
Yeah,
doesn't play any games.
not
So
at all.
yeah, like explain to people kind of the mentality of like being that young and then taking it that serious. Or
Right,
just being able to see what serious is like at that
right.
age.
No, coming from the Asian League where it was ran by like, not so professional coaches or serious coaches, more of like a rec league. It was like such a big wake up call because like John Fisher, the GOAT,
The
he's yelling in
GOAT.
your face, like chewing you out. Anything you did wrong, like you're gonna hear about it. And to go in right into that at like 7 years old, like he did not care, like he did not discriminate age, like anything. If you stepped on the floor and you weren't taking it serious, or you're not listening, or whatever it was, like you're gonna hear about it. And honestly, like when I started, probably for the first couple of years, like I was scared at times. I was coming in there like nervous, like damn, like I hope I don't get yelled at today.
Shit, me
But
too.
no, every practice I'm like, damn, like I really hope I'm not getting yelled at. But that honestly like started like the mentality of like you have to take it serious, like whatever it is. Like for the 2 hours we're there, it was like no playing around. Like we're not wasting any time. Like we're just getting to it for 2 hours straight. And then after that, coolest guy ever. Like I mean, on the court, I mean, still, but at that young age, 7, 8 years old, I'm more scared than I was at 10, 11. And then that's when I started understanding like, okay, it's not really affecting me anymore. The screaming's like that's just his way of showing love. That's his passion. You know what I mean? And you start understanding like the yelling isn't a bad thing. You're just trying to coach you and then trying to get you better, bringing the best version of yourself.
hmm
So
And
once I started probably like 10, 11, 12, it wasn't a fear. It was just like, it was almost like ingrained to like, just know that if he's coaching you, like you better bring 100% every time.
yeah, and
So
the crazy thing is, like you were saying, like every coach has a different way of communication. And if he wasn't yelling at you, then that's how you knew you were not on the right track.
right.
Because
No,
if
if he
if he
did,
was
yeah,
yelling, it's because he
exactly.
cared about you. Yeah.
Right. He only yells at the guys that like he believed in, that he knew that we were going 100%, giving full effort. Like if you didn't care, he didn't care. And then
hmm
like that was, yeah, that was a great mentality to like have been taught at such a young age, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, shout out Hoopmasters. Like
Seriously.
great program. Like great
Hmm.
program. It's like you all like you learn so many life skills like that
Bro.
I don't know if any other program is like ever teaching like on and off the court. Like it's actually insane. Like no, that's all
Yeah.
credit to John and like Dante, all of the coaches
Yeah.
on there.
Dante, Kelly.
Sure.
I heard
Yeah, Kelly, James, all of them.
that's so true about life though. Like every other aspect of life, you're almost like it's like you're getting thrown into the fire at such a young age that you become like so disciplined in
Right,
every other aspect of
for
life.
sure.
And like you have respect for your peers and
Right,
older people in your life.
right, for sure.
So yeah.
It's like it's discipline and respect, and like that's funny you say that because like I don't get phased by a lot anymore, and that's like because I've been getting like literally. I don't think people understand, bro. Like
They
when he's
don't.
yelling, it's not like a oh, it's like all right, he's yelling like this is top of the lungs, like in your face, like maybe even like you know what I mean, grab you the
Yeah.
shirt a little bit or like you know what I mean, like right
Yeah.
in your face, and this is like not once, like this is multiple times of practice, like if you're
Hmm.
not doing the right thing, you know, and that's just
Hmm.
like that literally instilled like so much discipline and like also just to not get phased. Like
Hmm.
I've never like after coach or after John Fisher, like intensity, none of that. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
Like
100%. And
nah,
also
yeah,
on the
shout
other
out to
side of
him.
that is if like getting through that and like playing well, there's no better feeling.
Right.
Yeah,
No better feeling
especially
than when John's smiling after the
no better
game, giving you a
feeling.
hug. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
Dapping you up. Yeah.
yeah. No, there is no better feeling. And that's like, yeah, that's what you strive for. And that's like
Hmm.
what kept you going. Cause
Yeah.
like so many people quit. Like, bro,
Oh,
we know so many people that like was on our team for like a year and then just couldn't do it.
couldn't
Like,
take it.
nah, definitely not. But
Yeah. But that pressure makes diamonds.
it does.
Yeah.
No,
That
facts.
pressure makes diamonds.
It's me, you, and Dylan. Honestly, that was like the core three.
Yeah. Yeah, but
But
if you look at all the players who have gone through that, or not even who are just still playing, but also who are just like successful in other areas
for
of their
sure,
life, like it's crazy how
yeah,
many people have gone through that program or have been affected or impacted by John.
no, for
It's
sure,
just super amazing.
it
So
is
so clearly a very unique experience playing
for
AAU.
sure.
And I know you had some experience playing for other teams
Hmm.
and playing with players who came from other programs. What was like the biggest difference is in your skill sets, do you think? Like it
In
could
my
be like actual skills or like intangible skills as far as
right,
like leadership, playing
right,
hard, knowledge of the game, bought like
right.
anything. Like, what's the biggest difference between people who go to through John, people who come through other programs?
Honestly, knowledge of the game is a big one. I feel like you're taught by John to like to play the right way and to know which reads are the correct reads and what you have to do. And that's like instilled from the day you join Hoopmasters. Like you're playing the right way. You're gonna be fundamentally sound. Like you're gonna be like you're gonna have the basics down, really. Um and what I mean, like besides all of the skills John taught me, like John taught me to play basketball, but like besides all that, honestly, the approach and like the way you think the game was like one of the biggest things that he taught me. Um, that like not when I joined like other teams, maybe not everybody had that same mindset that we all did on Hoopmasters. Like on Hoopmasters, I felt like 1 through 5 because he was so like
If
on
we
your
had
tail
four
about
players
like
on the court,
right, like
four
we
players,
would play with
we'll go
you know
four
what I
on
mean,
five.
right? But we all knew and had the same mentality. We all knew that like if we're not locked in, you're getting yelled at and you're getting chewed out. So it was like a connected group of like we all have the same mentality. Whereas like as I joined like other programs, you don't have that as much. Obviously, because they're you only gather during the summer. It's like Hoop Masters, we were playing year round. Like we
Yeah.
grew up like years. Um, but yeah, that was like one of the biggest things. It was just that like collective mindset that we had. Um, yeah, and then also just like when I first went to like a different program, it was like a loyalty thing. Like I was feeling bad. Like I was like, damn, like I'm not trying to leave, or like I feel bad leaving, or like playing with a different group. You know what I mean? That's how much like love and like connection we had with Hoop Masters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. So on the topic of knowledge of the game, talk about how important that is, like at your level and beyond.
I feel like that's everything. Like
Yeah.
honestly, like one for the basics. Like if you don't know the game, there's just no way. Like there's no way you could play. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
you have to. Um, obviously there are like um extra tangent. You know what I mean? Like extracurricular like factors. Like if you're 7 feet with, you get blessed with whatever. Like a guy like me, like average below average height. Like you have to know the game, and that's like a big reason why I still play and like
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean that I can play. Yeah, I think that's like one of the biggest. If you don't know the game, you can't play, and
Mm-hmm.
that's just like the little things. It's not like it's not it's not it's not like just the IQ. I feel like
Yeah. But
yeah.
would you say IQ is like at the top? And then what would you rank number two? Because I think these two could be 1A, 1B. I have one in mind, but I want to hear from you.
Um, what in terms of just like what attributes,
Yeah, being
like
on the
what
court, impacting the game.
impacting the game? Obviously, IQ. Obviously, you need your like the hustle, the grit, the toughness,
Yeah.
like mental toughness. Like you need all of that. I think that's just as important because you can know the game if you're not playing hard. That's defeats the purpose. Like if you're not, you
Yeah.
know what I mean. If you're not mentally tough, then you're just that's just as important. You know.
Yeah, and we've played with so many players like who are not necessarily skilled, but they would just play so hard
Right.
and they would get minutes because they're just playing
Right.
hard and they bring the
Yeah.
energy and you can impact the game so much just by playing
Yeah.
hard. Like the younger kids I train, I'm like, I don't care what the fuck you do, but if you're on the court, like at least play hard. No one,
For sure.
I swear to God, your coach will give you more minutes if you go and get 10 rebounds
Right.
than if you go shoot the ball without playing any defense. Like
Right.
if you make three threes in a row, but you play no defense, your coach would much rather have you go get 10 rebounds and
Yeah.
push
For
that shit.
sure.
Yeah.
That's like one of the biggest things that like even our coach, our college coach, says like every single day. You know what I mean? That's like at every level, just playing hard is such a big thing and such a important aspect of the game.
hmm Yeah. So we haven't even mentioned anything about dribbling, shooting,
No,
passing.
no, playing hard is like the base level. Like if
Yeah.
you don't play hard, you will not play.
Yeah.
Like that's like
Yeah.
the one thing you have to like start off with and have like
hmm
before anything. I think that's like that might be number one. Like
Yeah.
just playing hard.
I think so
Like it
too.
doesn't matter how good you are. If you're not playing hard, you can't play. Like they're not going to want to play you. Coaches aren't going to like you. You know what I mean?
hmm
Teammates aren't going to like you if you're not playing hard.
hmm
So yeah, that might be number one for sure.
hmm I mean, we're already basically giving advice our to younger players, but looking back now and like what you know now, what would you tell yourself before your freshman year at Crossroads?
Um, I could tell myself a bunch of things, but like the main or one of the main ones would just be like just understand the process and um you don't have to achieve everything like all at once, or it's not just gonna come immediately. You know what I mean? Like success like takes time. Like you know what I mean? Like you gotta like feel that you're gonna have so many like bad days that like you might just feel like damn, like I suck, or damn, I'm not there. But it was just like the consistency of just like stacking the days and just knowing that like at the end, like it's gonna pay off, as to just like damn, I want it right now. And I feel like a lot of like younger kids, um like they want to have like Steph's shooting right now, or whoever's dribbling package right now. But it's like you're gonna get there. You gotta be patient, stack your days, keep your head down, keep working. Um, and then the other thing I would tell myself is like stay confident. Honestly, I feel like confidence is another big factor of the game. Um, like you can work out all you want, if you're not confident enough to do it in the game, or if you can't do it in the game, that all those workouts mean nothing. You know what I mean? And that's like honestly for me, like I was kind of the same way and like beginning of beginning of high school. And then I understood like, all right, like trust in my work, trust in myself, you know, and then my game grew from there. So I think those are like the two things I would tell myself.
Mm-hmm. 100%. Um, yeah, because it's crazy, bro, now. Like with NIL and stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
everyone wants to go D1. I hear this all the time from people I train. But the percentages of like that actually happening,
For sure.
and also now older players are just staying in college because they can just get paid
Mm-hmm.
like six figures.
Yeah.
It's even harder now. Like it's the hardest
Yeah.
it's ever been. And also everyone is so skilled.
Yeah.
So just like those intangibles I think are so big because a lot of players do not have those. And
Right.
that's really what separates.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Yeah.
Because like you're gonna find kids that are gonna shoot as just as well as you, or they can
Yeah.
pass or dribble just as well. But if you have those like uncoachable, like you can't coach playing hard, you know what I mean?
You
Like
can't
that's just
coach
you
being
have
a dog.
right. Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta be a dog. You can't coach. Yeah, you can't coach that.
Yeah.
Like you gotta
Seriously.
have that, and that's like the difference. Like you can make
Mm-hmm.
to playing, making the team. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
for
100%.
sure.
Yeah, and also
Gotta
that timing thing, that was something I always struggle with because I just wanted to get buckets. You
get
you know
yeah,
me,
for
bro.
sure. But you had that like confidence, that like I'm him type confidence, which is like that's why like you were getting buckets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
no, you always had that for sure.
But on top of all those, I think maybe I'm biased because like it's what ended my playing career. It's just like availability,
For
like
sure.
with your body.
Yeah, yeah.
And also I guess that comes along with the patience because no young kid should be working out 3 times in a day.
Hmm.
Like like that was stuff I know you've done it in the past. Like
Yeah,
that was stuff I was doing routinely
yeah.
all the time. Like that's so much pounding on your body. And if you think
Hmm.
about your career as like a career arc,
Hmm.
like you want to max your career arc when you're like 23, 24, 25, not when you're
Hmm.
like fit 12 to
Hmm.
15.
Right,
So also understanding the patience and just like you said, stacking days and building skill year to year, getting bigger,
right,
faster, stronger, but staying available and actually being able to play. Because if you
right,
can't play, no one care like nothing matters.
right.
Like if you're injured all the time, like you can't like you fractured your foot, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
I
was
did.
that in college or
That was well, I fractured it like right before my freshman year, like preseason of my freshman year.
right?
Um and then I
In
mean
high
like
school, right?
in high school, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
right
yeah,
before
yeah,
high
yeah.
school. I've had like little injuries, like, but yeah, you're right. Like if you can't play, like if you're not available, like I mean that's self-explanatory. You can't play. Like if you're
Yeah,
sitting, you're sitting.
yeah.
So you know you are right. Like injury like availability is so key, and you see that everywhere, like in the NBA, like so many players just my favorite like Kawhi on my Clippers, like availability is like his biggest strength. Like if we had him available, if we had our players available, like who knows how many rings we would have had. Like
Bro, get out of here, dude.
no, but seriously, like
That's wild.
availability was like like it was our weakness. You know what I mean? Like injuries was
Yeah.
like our weakness.
Yeah.
Like yeah, it's just such a big factor. Like
Hmm.
no, you're completely right.
Yeah, especially like as you're maturing and stuff, everyone wants like so many kids I train. They say, I just want to work on my balance. I'm like, bro, first of all, you're playing so much. You're already doing low level plyometrics all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like work on actually being able to control your knee
Mm-hmm.
like in a squat. Like make
Mm-hmm.
sure it's nice and stable. Make sure your ankles can go through full ranges of motions and wave. Like make sure your body actually feels good because you will be your most athletic and you'll jump your highest when you're feeling your best.
For sure.
So,
Not for
yeah,
sure.
I think that availability piece is super, super
It's huge.
important.
Yeah, that's up there for
Um,
sure.
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, so you said your foot your freshman year. What else have you had?
In high school, nothing. I haven't like I've been blessed to just not have anything serious. Honestly, like maybe like a twisted ankle here and there, but
Hmm.
nothing that would keep me out for like over a month or
Hmm.
even weeks.
Hmm.
Um, no, I've had like in college, I've had like same thing, like little like back issues or like like right now, like I hurt like the middle of my foot. Like I still played, but like just having that like the little pain is also like it affects your mindset coming into the game too. That what like people don't talk about because like I feel like even if like well when you're injured or like when you have some pain that like it's not taken care of or um yeah if you have like whatever small injury or whatever um I feel like just the mentality of like second guessing yourself or just not knowing that you don't have a lot of strength that could really affect your game too. Like that's like
100%.
you don't talk about the mental side of that, like if you
Yeah.
have a let's say you have pain in your right foot, like when every time you go up, like you're thinking about that right foot, and then that could hinder like whether you make the layup or whether you do whatever decision you make. Like you know what I mean, and it could throw you off your game. So nah, like that. Just going back to your point about like how important it is to be healthy and like to feel good
Hmm.
coming into games and just playing.
So number one, first off, bro, I got you after this with your foot. I'm gonna take you through Soul U,
So for
this
sure,
foot program that I got for young
yeah,
for hoopers.
hmm
Um, so I'm gonna get you right with that.
for sure.
And second off, I think the mental part of injuries can even be harder to overcome than the actual injury itself.
hmm
Like for me, I fractured my foot my sophomore year,
hmm
and then I came back, was playing really well, and then I fractured my other foot my junior year, and I was just like, bruh. Like at that point, that's like when everybody's getting offered, when
hmm
everyone's like established themselves like in whatever leagues you are.
hmm
Um, yeah, bro, so hard
Yeah,
to
that's tough.
overcome and just like the comeback, like it's like this weird uh state of being like I'm hurt, but like I want to be there for my team, but I also don't
hmm
want to come back too early, so I re-injure myself.
hmm
But when I practice, like it hurts, like it's this weird
Right.
in between, and you really don't get adequate time to recover
hmm
because you're either in your high school season or you're
Right.
either in AAU all year
Yeah.
round. So it's like you always feel like you're missing out on something. Like you feel
Right.
you're like getting left behind. But in
Yeah.
reality, you're not. But when you're in it, it feels like everyone's just passing you up,
Right.
which is it's hard, it's tough,
No,
but
100%.
it's part of the game. So
Yeah.
yeah, and
No,
it
for
is a
sure.
game. That's another thing. It's just a game.
Yeah.
But
No, that
sometimes
is
it's hard
true.
to remember that.
It is hard.
It's just a
No,
game.
I feel like I completely like I know what you mean by just like being forgotten or just like being left behind because I feel like luckily, like I said, I haven't had any big time injuries, but like whenever I have been out, it's like, damn, you it feels like you're being forgotten or like you know what I mean? Like you said, you're being left behind. But in reality, like you're really not. Like
Yeah.
that's your mental uh that's your mind. That's all in the head, you know.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, no, I already know like your timings of the injury is like that's like the whole like I can't even imagine because that's like your crucial years too. You know
Bro,
what I mean? Like
and the fact that remember in that Vegas tournament when I went crazy freshman year,
yeah,
come
yeah,
back, I'm like killing. I'm starting on varsity
uh-huh,
as a guard. Our team is stacked.
uh-huh,
Like our team is stacked. Uh, play through the whole year. I'm playing great.
uh-huh,
At one point, I think I was actually leading our team in points because Z and Julian were hurt. But um, yeah, so playing through the whole
yeah,
year, playing great,
right,
and then playoff times comes, boom, hurt, miss playoffs. We lose
mm-hmm,
first round or second round. It might have been second round. Uh, yeah, that was my sophomore year, and then junior year, boom, take the whole time to recover, rehab, try to make it on Why Not with John.
right,
I'm like in this in between state. Don't really know if I'm good to go, but I'm still like, fuck it. This is an opportunity that I can't
right,
pass up. This is like an
mm-hmm,
EYBL team.
right,
Don't make it. Um, take more time to like rehab, recover. Uh, keep playing the whole summer, like not really 100%.
mm-hmm,
Next season comes around. Boom, fracture my right foot before season. And then
yeah,
like try to rehab throughout the whole season, try to come back. And then senior year, bro, I was literally getting like 300 shots up on my back like every night. I wouldn't do
uh-huh,
any on-court work. I would
uh-huh,
just do all like work on my back. I would try to practice if I could. I would sit out as much as I could.
mm-hmm,
It was like it's such a hard thing to navigate. But I
for
think
sure,
just like hearing these stories and also like all that wisdom you've accumulated from your experience and how the level that you're at now, there's so much value there for younger players because it's just the way it is. You can't avoid it. Like
mm-hmm,
in order to be playing basketball in the United States of America and trying to make
mm-hmm,
it to playing college, you have to be on
right.
that. Uh, that's just how it is.
Right. In a way, like we're all living the same life. Like we out, you know what I mean? Like in a way, like we're all going through something at the same point. That's also like that could also give you some comfort. Like
Hmm.
just knowing that like you're not alone. Like there's so many other players that are just going through the same thing you are.
Yeah.
And like I mean that's something that could like possibly just keep you going. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You could use that as like motivation.
Yeah. 100%. So, what does what's your schedule now? And
Like okay.
how have your injuries or just like all those years of playing impacted how you train now?
Well, currently like in our season right now, we practice um like this week specifically or like this month we don't have school. So right now we're either lifting in the morning and then we go into practice or we'll practice and have film. But uh we practice for 2.5 hours every day of the week that we don't have games. We lift twice a week as a team. And then specifically like this month, since we don't have school, I try to get like an extra workout after like probably like twice a week, depending on how I'm feeling. Really, like in the season, it really is like about how I'm feeling. Like I'm playing heavy minutes. If I'm not feeling like if my legs need a break, I'll go through practice but then I'll be like, all right, like I'm confident enough. I know like this one workout isn't gonna make me go here, here. I'm listening. If my body needs a break, all right, after practice, I'm gonna chill. You know what I mean? Even in lifts, I'll be cautious of like I don't need to be maxing out every day. You know, like I'm trying to walk out of there making sure I'm feeling good for the game tomorrow. Like I'm not trying to go into the game all sore, tight, because I went like I'm not thinking straight and I'm trying to go as hard as I can, even though like in the off season, that's great. Like pushing yourself is great. But like in season, I feel like I'm trying to walk out that weight room feeling good instead of feeling like, damn, like I just went too hard. Now I can't do this. I can't practice later, or like I can't shoot in practice later because my arm. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm just trying to feel good.
Hmm.
So that's where I'm at right now.
When did that shift happen? Like, was it always like that? Like, when did that shift happen where you're really, when you started to listen to your body, when you started to understand that in season and off season, it requires different things and your workouts
Mhm.
are going to be different? Like, was that something you developed?
Honestly, probably when I got to college. Um, like a part of it was like I physically was like when I got here freshman year, like we had a bunch of freshmen on the team, so I played a lot. So if I'm playing like 30 minutes a game, 32 minutes a game, I physically like the next day, like I'm tired. I wasn't used to playing that many. Like you know what I mean? Like it's a different speed, it's a different pace. And like I physically was just like, damn, I'm so tired. Like my legs are hurting. I can't do these lifts. So I'm gonna just take it a little light, or like I'm gonna take it do this. Um, so it was kind of like not that I learned it, but I kind of had to. And
Hmm.
then probably like starting yeah, I was like that probably all my freshman year. Like I wasn't really thinking. I was still young, you know what I mean? I'm still young, but at that time, first year or two of college, I'm not really thinking like that deep about it. But then like last year and this year, I'm like cognizant of like, okay, I need to feel good for like I'm planning out the week. I'm planning out the next day or I'm planning out what my next 2 days look like. So if I know I have a game tomorrow, the day before, I'm not about to go crazy. You know what I mean? Like if I'm lifting day before, nah, like I'm gonna make sure I feel good. So
Hmm.
like I completely understand it now. Um, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's super important because that's so counter to what like so many people say. Like
Mhm,
especially like Kobe and RIP Kobe, but like the Mamba, he was
mhm,
always going like always doing these crazy workouts.
mhm,
And growing up with him in the league, like all the coaches like you are like you got to go harder. You're not practicing enough. You got to go do more, 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 more. But in reality, that's not really setting you up for
mhm,
success. And I understand that they're saying that to the team like as an overall message, but like if your best players are really taking to that to heart, they could fuck themselves up.
right.
Yeah, so I think it's so important, especially as a young player, to start to understand that you need to recover. It's actually
Yeah,
probably one of the most important parts of being a basketball player is that
mhm,
recovery part.
yeah,
Because if you're not available, you can't play. So you
right.
can't showcase
For
anything.
sure,
You can't earn a
for sure.
scholarship. You can't earn a contract.
Yeah.
So, so what do you do as far as recovery? Like after a hard week, when you got a couple games or you got one game and you're just energy is low, what are you doing the next day?
Honestly, the next like a lot of it is nothing. Like I'm taking the day off. Like and like I'm not getting shots up. I'm trying to stay off my feet. For like I also feel like it's subjective. So like listening to your own body, like everybody's different in the way they recover. I feel like everybody's different in the way like how much they can train, how much like recovery you need, how many hours in the gym you can like if your body can take, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So like personally, like what makes me feel good is not really doing much the next day. Um if I have like any injuries or pain at the time, I'll go in the training room, like trainers, we have trainers there, like cold tub, hot tub. We have a bunch of stuff that we can do there. So I'll get some treatment if I need to. If not, I'll really just be like chilling and really enjoying my day, honestly, because like with our schedule, we don't have that many days. Like we're going every day. We play every Wednesday, every Saturday, and then other than that, it's practice every day. So like
Hmm.
Sunday comes around, that's my like one day to like, all right, like let's relax. You know what I mean? Just the whole day is just chill. And for me, that like recovery day, that rest day makes me feel good coming into Monday with a fresh pair of legs, you know what I mean? Fresh set of legs
Hmm.
and like ready to go, like feeling
Hmm.
good. Um, but yeah, like if the training room's open, I'll just go get treatment, whatever. If not, I'm just taking the day off,
Hmm.
you know,
And are they having
stretching.
you like, yeah, they're having you stretch, do some light
Yeah,
movement, maybe like bike a
it's
little bit.
it's honest. It's up to you. Like it's
Yeah.
whatever. Like there's no team plan. You know what I mean? You go if you need it. If you don't have to go, you don't need to go. They don't force you to come. Like, but
Hmm.
if I'm in there, like I'm probably a cold tub, like putting my feet, icing my feet, stretching, all that. And I do some of that stuff at home too, like roll out. I could just stretch while I watch, like
Roll the
watching
feet.
TV, roll the feet. Oh yeah, I'm rolling the feet every night.
That's
Like
essential.
that's such like
That's
I'll
part
be
of Soul You.
standing. Yeah, I'll be standing like right at the TV, just rolling my feet. Like such an easy way to just like work on your body, like without
Yeah.
like doing any. Like I'm literally probably watching the Clippers or like you know what I mean, just watching some, just like standing there rolling my feet, like do all that stuff at home. And then yeah, I'll even like bring out yoga mats if I need to, if I'm feeling like extra tight.
Hmm.
Um, I'll roll out,
Yeah, bro.
whatever.
Rolling the feet.
Yeah,
That's why I started this whole thing. I've had three
so
foot
you.
fractures. You've had a foot fracture.
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
if your feet, that's like your tires on a car.
Hmm.
If your tires are flat, your car can't go fast. It can't really
Nah,
brake. You got to take care of your feet.
preach.
Listen up. You have to
Yeah,
take care of your feet.
have to.
So important.
Hmm.
Um, I learned it the hard way. You've learned it the hard way, but like just tell people like how it feels to like really get in your arch and like work your feet with like a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball. Like what does
I
it feel
mean,
like after?
like, well, before we talk about like after, like at first it might hurt. Like if you've never done it, like you it might be tight. So it's just like I'm at a point where it's like it feels good. Like even if it is tight, like I know I'm releasing those like tight muscles, and I know like I'm really stepping on that lacrosse ball. Like,
Hmm.
but after I don't know, my feet just feel light. Like they feel lighter. They feel loose. Um, they feel like they feel like I like just ice buckle or like ice tub my feet. You know what I mean? Just like releasing a bunch of just like tightness down there.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and then like stretching the toes. Like you showed me how to stretch that big toe, like all the
Yeah.
toes, like on the lacrosse ball. Like that's all that stuff feels good, like great. You
Yeah.
know, just feeling that stretch, that big toe stretch. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's
It's
the
that big
one.
toe.
That's the one.
That's that big toe. If you can't wave off the big toe, then your
Yeah.
hip can't get into extension, and that's when your glute kicks in. Your glute is the most powerful, the strongest
Yeah.
muscle in the entire body. So if you
Yeah.
can't if you can't access that range, then you're not accessing uh athleticism that you could be without
Yeah.
having to do any extra lifting or jumping, anything like that. Just pure movement. So
Hmm.
it's so important. Um, cool. So we heard about the in-season routine,
Hmm.
making sure you're trying to stay healthy, available, listening to your body, recovery. What does an off season for Yuki look like?
The off season, well, I'll start. It's different depending on where I am. Like off season at school, I have a much better time. Like it's way easier for me to get in the gym, just
Yeah.
because we have all of our facilities, gym open like whenever, weight room open whenever. So, um, in the off, like when season ends, I'll probably take a couple of days off, maybe even like a week. I've taken like a week or two off, but this year I don't plan on taking like more than a week off. I think I'll be feeling good after like a week. Uh, But after that, I'll just start getting into like just working out probably like once a day if I'm feeling great, twice, but that's I'm probably not doing twice every day. Um
And is that on court? Is that what's that? In the weight
on
room,
court.
on court.
This year I'm planning to do like off court and then or on court workouts like at least once a day, except probably the weekends. Um but trying to get in once a day. Honestly, I might bump it up to twice a day just because I could split it up. And so we have shooting machines, which is amazing. You know what I mean? So one workout could just be stationary shots, and that's not that much strain on your body. You're just catching and shooting, getting the form, you know what I mean? The form right,
Mm-hmm.
the touch right. So I could split it up into doing like a 30-minute just on the machine, and I could come back later in the day and do a bunch of other stuff like finishing, like playing one-on-ones, live stuff. Um, but yeah, I'll probably do that. If I'm going twice a day on the court, I probably won't lift that day. And the days I am lifting, I'll probably lift and do one workout.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that's probably what I'll do this off season at in school.
Mm-hmm.
When I go home in the summer, it's a little harder because there's not that many gyms
Yeah.
like available, and I work summer camps. Like I work, you know what I mean? I'm
Mm-hmm.
training kids. I work, so uh, the past couple summers I've been working out in the morning. My on court stuff in the morning. I'll probably go 6 a.m. Yeah, probably 6 a.m. every day, and that's really like the only time. Um, if I want to do if I want to get a lift in too, I would have to go at 6 a.m. So in the summer, I'll have a schedule where I go to sleep 10:30, wake up at like 5:10, and then have a 6 a.m. workout. I did that every day. So yeah, in the summer I was doing 6 a.m. workouts every day, and then I would have camp from 9 to 3. Um, and I train a couple kids after on certain days. So my day was filled with that, and then I would lift at night.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, that was my summer schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Like probably the past 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
I was doing that exact schedule of just working out in the mornings or on court in the mornings, lifts at night, and then
Mm-hmm.
just working throughout the day.
Putting in
So
work.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, my summer days were busy. Like this, especially
Yeah.
this last summer, it was busy. And then, oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then I don't think I saw you this summer as much, but
No, yeah.
2 summers ago, I would do my on court in the morning, work
Yep.
through the day, and then the afternoon, when I had time, I'd come to you. We'll get our
Mm-hmm.
strength, we'll get our everything in,
Mobility, stretching,
mobility,
work
all
the
of that.
feet.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and then we started going to the 24s and getting
Mm-hmm.
in the gym too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, similar schedule, but yeah,
Yes, sir.
that's what it was looking like.
Cool. All right, Yuki. I appreciate you.
That's it.
I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I know you're busy, and
I
I know you
appreciate
don't
you.
have much free time, so I want you to have this for you.
I
But thank
appreciate
you.
you.
This was super dope, and I
Not
think
for sure.
it's going to be extremely valuable for a lot of younger players who just want some basically like an older brother,
Hmm.
just giving them game and wisdom on what to expect, how to navigate, and to achieve their goals. So yeah, bro, I appreciate you.
I appreciate
And
you
I
having me.
wish you nothing but the best. Always here for you. So
Nah, thank you. Nah, for sure. This was great. Like you're doing big things, bro. Like, yeah, I hope this blows up, honestly. And then to whoever's listening, like we've been through it. You know what I mean? Like you're not alone. Like we've all experienced similar things. Just gotta stick to the grind, stack your days, and just keep going. You know,
Stay solid.
yeah, stay solid.
Yep.
Yeah, stay up for
All
sure.
right. All right, you.